I have rested for 100 days. Here's what happened. Beast games. No, in reality, I just take one rest day because I felt like it, and I thought it would be an interesting experiment that's easy to take. That's what you do. Take easy steps to greater awareness. Let's see what happens. Alright, my friends, it is time to rest. Rest my eyes, rest my body, and there's actually a TikToker that promotes rest to the point where it's productive.
Resting is a productive activity. Resting is...
Alright, I have to disclose some information about the guy. If I was as slow as this guy is in making videos, I would make twice as many videos. Who would have thought? Every single influencer, hands down, no exceptions, cannot give advice. They have their own expertise, but that does not mean advice. Because if this guy was about to give advice, he would say, if you feel burned out, that's probably a good reason to take a rest day. And resting is productive. You want to heal your body, right? Everything he's talking about is fairly simple.
Productive activity. We just think it isn't because we've been conditioned to think that way. Ever since we're kids, we're told resting is lazy, that it's a waste of time. But
this is 1.5 speed, so he is extremely slow
when we rest,
in actuality.
we're not seemingly doing anything on the outside. On the inside, our bodies are carrying out millions and trillions of microprocesses.
Millions and trillions of scientific.
And
it's almost like that's your relationship with God. Riddle me this, my friend. Who is listening to your prayers? God? Are you sure? Maybe. You call your God God. Yeah, when it comes to logical problems like these, you have to answer in a way that actually makes sense of who is listening to your prayers most often. Probably something that actually can self-regulate, self-heal, and is with you all the time. Gotti. Who's listening every single time you pray. Your body's listening, and your body's doing things automatically. Crazy, I know. That's as close as you can get to God, if you ask me.
Restoring our bodies and our minds. And these are things that can't happen
and our
not
Gottis.
resting. In other words, we have to rest for these specific processes to happen. We have to activate our parasympathetic mode in order to...
I made him talk louder, by the way. Eventually.
Now, one caveat here is that using your phone or watching TV doesn't count as much.
I mean, if you're about to rest, if you had your day finished and you're getting tired, it's time to shut down your system slowly, right? So you go from high stress activity to low stress activity slowly. Yeah, level down. You go into bed to do a resting activity, and then eventually you get tired even then in bed. And then you go to sleep. It depends what your routine actually is and how much time you have. Of how quickly you have to be tired in the bed as well. But you should be fully aware that there are multitude of activities, especially with your phone, of what you can do in bed. Back in the day, we read books, okay? Don't worry about the past. We read books. We don't do that anymore, so stop doing that, please. Instead, you can buy a retro gaming console. Wow. In case you have an urge to buy a book. What the fuck is that? Save your money.
Because it's still stimulating your brain and not letting your brain, which is your central nervous system, rest completely. So although it looks like you're resting on the outside and you're physically...
You can also stimulate your brain just with memories alone. Memories of the day, memories of whatever you're attracted to and interested in. Whatever you have to think in your bed, you don't have to have anything in your hands in the bed, actually, to fall asleep. Now, everyone says you have to reduce the stimulation and noises, and even when you're resting, you actually hear all of it. You see all of it. It bothers all the time, and technically it does bother me. But the biggest stimulation in my bed is heat discomfort. Like I feel too hot. Maybe I didn't open the fucking window or something. It's not sounds or lights or noises. This is the biggest discomfort for me that I should be able to address over time, I guess. I don't know. It's just a fucking heat wave, and everyone complains that, yes, welcome to UK, welcome to Europe. We don't have ACs. We don't, we just have rooms that also act as saunas. Of course, it has multi-functions, but it prevents us from sleeping properly. At least to me, like I literally can't get myself comfortable. I actually try to fix my bed. During the rest day, I needed to remove stubs from the bed because if I remove these, I can push the bed close to a wall and I will forget about it forever. It's a problem. It's something that I think about every now and then. You want to eliminate distractions even throughout the day. Eliminate discomfort is just number one principle of self-improvement. Anything that makes you uncomfortable. And most people know that. Most people try to keep themselves clean and they understand what healthy food is. They understand what feels good is. At least women do. So just absorb women habits, right? Especially if you want to be attractive. Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Physical body might be at rest, you're not truly getting the full benefits of rest. But otherwise, know that rest is an extremely productive activity. Enjoy your times when you don't have to do anything and when you're not doing anything. Don't feel guilty about it because you're actually doing a lot.
I think you do have to accumulate, however, tiredness and wanting to rest, like actually, because it isn't too productive. There are many reasons, and taking a rest day is great. Many reasons why you should do it. I counted all the reasons. It's mental, bro. But that's just one day, and you have to accumulate quite a bit of tiredness too. You have to feel that you haven't done it for a long time.
Doing anything. Rest.
Very interesting. This video is going to be max stats about resting. Look at me, I made 41 videos this year to improve myself. Improvement mainly comes from awareness. There's potentially no better way to improve your awareness than to take a huge break. And what I call a huge break, actually, yeah, that's a very good way to say it. One day of resting can be source of additional awareness because it can be productive. That's what it is. But it has to be a special day. It's just one day, at least for me. One day break is huge because I don't let myself rest whatsoever. And that's not a thing in my books. I always bombard myself like, why are you lazy right now? You can't be lazy, you're not going to be YouTube CEO if you're going to be lazy. And technically, again, there's no real time for resting until it's an emergency. Because personally, I've been doing this all the time. Resting is just like what you do when you're exhausted. You don't have a choice in the matter. You already have to get proper amount of sleep and proper amount of rest when something fucking tells you that you're tired. It's pretty obvious, which is why you don't need big of a break day. You don't need a huge vacation. It's productive. I must rest sometimes. And yes, I do count some days as resting, but I have never done it extremely. Alright, an extreme day of rest is what we're gonna have today. And I will document my experiences. I'll try to use my phone less, I'll try to stay in my head, stay in my bed more, I'll play less games, I will not upload any significant videos besides this one, and the one that I already uploaded from my card game channel. For one day, we will not do much. That is decided. One thing that inspired this day to happen is because my eyes were attacked by the retro gaming. Oh no, that shit fucking hurts. I literally go outside and I'm like, wow, I need some recovery from this shit. Holy crap, I can barely see anything. Retro gaming in question, technically this, but mostly this, right? And people actually watching this? Hubba hubba. I'll turn on some music, but I'm not gonna actually watch anything, I don't think. I watched Curtis' video where something resonated. He's talking about lack of color in the world, but my biggest problem, yeah, that video. Pretty cool speaker. My biggest problem about the new age is sensory overload, and the feeling of loneliness enhanced that much more. But sensory overload, it's crazy, dude. It's one of those Subway Surfers playing in the background moments. So much better.
Now I
It's
can
crazy
speak.
because Subway Surfers was one of the first mobile games, and now it's somehow fucking sensory overload nostalgia and at the same time just a meme. Sensory overload is that you hear things, you see things, you don't have time to think and relax at all, and sometimes you literally have to take a special day to cut everything off just to feel normal again. What Curtis says is you are bored, but in a different way. Like you have so many things to do, but you're still bored. And I think this has to do with that boredom of like you want to back away, and you feel so off when you can't. When the sensory overload experience is everywhere, and it almost feels like nothing at the. Well, the funny thing is, we live in capitalism, and despite you being able to do a lot of things, you are disconnected from most people. You're doing everything alone. There is a special state of mind that you have to have of you're fighting the burnout of capitalism. And yes, you will feel uncomfortable, and you might call it boredom, when most things don't interest you. Because you have to chase things that are actually interesting to you. There's just many things to choose from, but most things you will not care about. You have to just go your path, whatever your path is. And while you're resting, it's a good time to reassess what your path actually is. Same time. In order to bring back meaning, you have to step aside from the fucking eye gouging lights. You have to step a little bit aside and pick apart the lights that actually matters. Give it purpose so you focus on what actually matters, not just be bombarded with whatever. Yeah, then you can dim the lights. You know what matters, and then you can dim the rest that does not matter. All the time. Because one of the most important thing that matters is a you. Who would have thought, right? When you're getting a sensory overload, you're not getting the sense of yourself anymore. Everyone else gets to be important except you. In fact, that's just a very good description of social media, of like when you enter social media, you are the least important person out there. There's other millions of people for them to be important, and they actually have to make up false characters of themselves to make themselves even more important. That's fucking crazy. What? They have to fake their egos to boost their visibility. Ego boost on social media. So you're not going to be important. If you do normal people things, you're not important. And it actually it adds to the sensory overload. It is crazy out there. I'm just realizing, this is a new fucking topic. It's a new thing to be aware of why resting is so damn important. At the same time, we have a content creator who can actually help us with that. So let's listen to that guy over and over again until we drain his wallet of insights.
Tab instead of the For You tab. So as
Alright, interesting. Unfortunately, we drain his wallet very quickly. Just like I've said, there's not a lot of advice you can take. Maybe he has like 15 minutes of advice. Can I make him louder though? I can't make him faster or louder. Well, I have a special fucking tool for that. Jesus Christ, I have to use it now.
mentioned, novelty and unpredictability are the biggest reasons
Barely.
why scrolling is so addicting because our nerve.
Okay, so he's saying that following tab is going to make you more bored faster. I wouldn't use the word bored. Yes, you're constantly bombarded with the excitement of unpredictability of For You page because anything can happen. And there's a wider variety. Yeah, you technically reduce the sensory overloads using the following tab. Because you're using something that's already familiar to you. Things to happen. First, it's following, repeat and following tab. Some creators you just don't want to see anymore, so you skip them faster. Like, it is a good thing, right? Well, it helps you focus on yourself and the people that you follow, that you chose to follow. And you're more in control. It's definitely better than just bombarding yourself with random shit.
Auditory and addicting for your.
Oh my god, okay, the advice of grayscaling and muting your videos is too fucking extreme. No! I'm not gonna recommend grayscaling or muting your videos. Like this guy is trying to do. It's kind of a dumb advice, actually. It's too extreme. Like, we're talking about extreme switching, which is off and change your set. Yes, we're talking about extremes, and you don't want to stay in the middle. You don't want to cut corners to make yourself feel comfortable. No, you turn things on and off. That's what it is. Things is like, what the fuck? No, dude, shut up. If you can't handle TikTok in any given moment, then just don't use TikTok. It's as extreme as you can get, and it's way better than. And you're, again, more in control than being stuck on TikTok on 50% TikTok, bro. But you're gonna get bored faster. It's such a weird way to manipulate yourself. Turn things on and off. You have to have that skill of extremes. Trying to wiggle yourself into just videos. Why am the rest of it, like, you don't want to cut anything into pieces when it's like, what are you doing? No! No! Stop it! Grayscale yourself, we'll see how you like it, you know? I don't really want to stop watching TikTok. I'm just gonna, like, lower the, likability of the app. And I still can continue doom scrolling. It's like, what? No! That's what the extremes are for. You turn the TikTok on and off whenever you feel like it. Don't forget to live life, right? You can live life 24 hours a day by switching from one thing to the other. You don't have to dim everything that you're doing down. Unless it's too extreme. Like jumping off cliffs, bro. But you truly need to feel like it. Maybe dim that down a little bit. Unfortunately, opening a window 50% doesn't change a fucking thing. I have to open it 100% or close it for a 0%. Those are states that actually make a difference. Getting a 50% state in most situations, it is not good enough. It's not good enough to be a state of anything. Still something more closer to one of those states, where either you're watching and wasting time, or you are not getting enough of what you're supposed to be getting. That's the whole fucking point. That's the control of resources. The extreme. Yeah, by accident you might get yourself uncomfortable. Oh, oops. Which is literally the state that you're supposed to be fixing, not getting yourself into. So the guy not only gives small amount of advice within his category, but he also fails miserably. Side light switch mastery, I believe, or a little bit later. No, it's literally being recommended as first. Reach for the extreme. That's the video. Even this guy should know that you can learn more about it, basically. First of all, like, it's difficult to change settings. It's a lot of additional fiddling that you have to do to get to the 50% experience. Wow. But most importantly, you're not. Again, be proud to be subscriber of this channel, because you're getting the best advice by actually getting proper advice. I'm not saying I'm the best advice giver. No, I am. Yeah, I am. You probably there's like, show me someone better. I dare you. Much out of that. Just like if you had 50% of sleep, if you cut your sleep in half. Human beings can't do that. They have to get 8 hours of sleep. They can't just cut it into 4-hour pieces. I used to be a gamer, and now I play real life and cut corners really, really well whenever they feel like it. That's fucking hard. That's hard. That's too hard. Right? You try and keep things balanced in the middle. Right? Whenever I just take 2-hour naps, basically. I don't need sleep. But it's like, I haven't unlocked this fucking code. I'm not gonna talk about something that I have no idea about. I don't think maybe I can cut things into like 5-hour sleeps. But that's about it. It's as close as I gotten. And I probably sleep more to split that than others. Into a grayscale mode. Oh, Jesus. And it's just better to just do it all in one go. Let your body rest all in one go. So no tuning. No, just go to the extremes and you're fine. That's a very important principle, because in real life, the extreme is you go outside. The extreme you socialize. You say hi to someone. The extreme you enter a store. There's no you can enter half of a store. No, if you go to fucking farmer's market, I've realized, they only sell you berries and stuff that would be more expensive anyways than in the shop. They have been outcompeted and kicked out for being, just self-sufficient, and that's about it. It's not good. I'm not gonna go to farmer's market anymore. It's trash. People can do it for sentimental reasons, for social reasons, but they cannot do it for actual purchasing goods reasons. Maybe you can get a deal, but holy shit, do you have to get used to it? Get used to losing a lot of money before you get a deal, which is not it. So yeah, farmer's market is technically half of a convenience store, and half is not good enough. Ever. It's never good enough to have a half of something when you can have the best thing at that particular moment. There are no choices, my friends, that you can make like this. Even me wearing a sweater. If it serves a greater purpose, if you find something better than just foods, cheap food, which is what farmers markets can fucking produce. If you find something better to do there, then it's a special place that's not just a convenience store or half of a convenience store. It's crazy, bro. People go there then ish material. I even have to like stress of like shit. Farmers market is open only 2 times a week, and it makes things stressful for me. It's like, and after I actually went there and realized how shitty it is, well, don't have to think about it ever again. It makes me sweat, absolutely, but I can take it off anytime. Whenever it's too hot, I take it off, and now I can regulate heat. And by doing, I'm talking about a sweater, which is also an example of turning something on and off. Right? Instead of putting on a shirt, put on a fucking sweater. Then you'll heat up faster. You know, from a 0, you're gonna heat up faster to a whatever you're trying to get to. If you're trying to get to 50%, well, you have to put sweater on and off. But eventually, you're gonna get used to a little bit of cool air and a little bit of hot. And all of a sudden, you are in control. I don't want to talk about it too much because I already did. I have to. My brain. What? I mean, it hits 50% in this case, which actually, again, need the extreme. You need to feel truly tired in some capacity. And then you go one step down, which is you go to bed. I don't know, this guy is kind of dealing with a lot of people who love burnout. One of the benefits of burnout is, in fact, hitting a wall where you can't do anything, you just gotta drop into bed and you go to sleep that way. If people live like this, I don't know what to do. But you should be gradually going to sleep most of the time. Again, if you overworked, you will drop to bed. You have hit the wall 2 hours ago. You've skipped all the stages, basically, and you need emergency sleep. There's different states of life. Some people do suffer from burnout, some people don't. And it's just different. But that doesn't mean you go to sleep. Hitting a wall sounds more extreme, potentially, but if you can do it with the flow states, I definitely know what it is. After 12 hours of work, I always hit a wall, you know? Every time you take a battery full, I am only able to give myself 1 day. Naturally, you do the gradual reduction of battery. If your battery at 50%, you sit down. If your battery at 25%, you lay down. And eventually, you potentially go to sleep naturally. Break, you can double check batteries everywhere, but everything is fully charged. I am only able to give myself 1 day, but it's so necessary. Because yeah, I bombard myself with "you have to be productive" type of feelings. It is very damaging, and my body will appreciate. Yeah, for one day you want to, feel that you have not asked yourself to be productive. You have to just put that thing aside. It's a part of your ego that you need to distance yourself at least for 1 day, which I can't do now. Good timing is when you have done most of the work. And still, my body's only going to go 50% down. It's not going to stop producing things. And when I get bored, I need emergency tiki-talkies, bro. There's no way out. I can't hit rock bottom and just float in outer space with my thoughts. I don't know what I just said. Turn it on and off based on the way you feel. Yeah, these extremes can be described as something like a switch. Something that you can quickly change the state of. Just like turning a car right or left. It's extreme change, but it's quick. Whether you go outside, put on a shirt, take off a shirt, go to sleep, those are quick changes that you have to switch into. I talked about the light switch thing where like this happens very quickly, guys. Even the decision to like drink, eat food, all these things are quick changes and you have to accept that reality. On and off. You have to have full control over that. That was the fucking point of the video, and this is a good way to put it. You have a quick switch to open, close the window, quick switch to put on a shirt.
Yes.
Like, hidden responsibilities will pop up. Who knows? There's 12 more hours to go.
If your body is stuck in fight or flight, meaning you constantly feel on edge, like something is wrong, and you're hypervigilant and can't relax in your body, we have to help your body feel safe enough for long enough to let go. And
Okay, this is also an important part of what he talks about, is feeling of safety. Because only then you can fully relax. Stress can come from variety of places. Sometimes it is that boss baby telling you that you're not productive enough. You have so many responsibilities. If you can't turn that shit off, you will not sleep as well, which is gonna ruin your entire fucking life. If your career gets in the way of you resting, something is fucking wrong. Which is why I enjoy the ultimate freedom of my career is my hobby, which doesn't actually pay any money because nobody fucking cares. Anyways, everyone is doing their thing right now. Maybe it will change.
come down from that state. We're helping your body transition into the parasympathetic state, which is the rest and digest state. Now, how to do this? One is eliminating sensory signals, especially light and sound and novelty signals, meaning new things that come up in your environment. We have to help your body no longer scan for danger, and this includes especially not using your phone for the time being. Two is tactile feedback, meaning safe, prolonged touch on your body that communicates to your body it can relax and that your body.
Well, yes, you have to feel safe. Who would have thought, right? It's actually quite a danger of this, like, capitalism world, because you go outside and you're immediately not safe. You're bombarded with things that would stress you out and drain your energy. That's what predators prey upon. So they can drain your energy and then they can take advantage of you.
To know to over-intellectualize
What happened to his lips?
nervous system, to shift down,
Bro is quieter and quieter.
to relax, to
Bro has let go.
The part they don't tell
He
you can
is
find near
shifting
you.
down.
Go find a tree. Go find the biggest
Go
tree.
find the biggest tree. I don't know about that one. I know about grounding.
Maybe you feel it, but you
Nobody says that about me.
able to this when you finally stop and things are calm. Not
Nobody says that my account is
because
gold.
the stillness is making you feel anxious,
But because of inertia.
because it's simply clients all the time when they're not used to stopping and they finally lay on the table in stillness.
That's literally every single patient for him. Everyone comes with a bunch of inertia and are hoping to discover rest for the first time, apparently. It's weird. People like that exist. People addicted to work, which is not bad, isn't it? But there is that caveat of actually forgetting to rest and damaging your body and draining your resources and not actually achieving anything anyways. He feel the inertia and he kind of like went off his own rant. That's another reason why I'm inspired to do the break day, is because my body needs to learn to rest more and let go of things that are damaging me. Yeah, you still feel the inertia. I feel the inertia. All the pain that I've collected, all the thing that you have to rest from. It is now a known idea that if you are sleep deprived, something accumulates that you have to rest from. It's called micro SD, sleep deprivation voice. There was one thing that I was supposed to be doing, and removing some stubs from my bed. Because, yes, I explained that. It took me like 2 hours, and it's one of those activities that you need time for, and you need to, and it's a resting state as well, because nothing really intense happens when I just chisel my knobs of the bed, and I did it, and I feel so complete. You find some kind of monotonous activity as well. Listen to music, fucking painting, I guess, painting your walls, like whatever. Still is productive. There's no way to actually escape the shit and just purely relax. To me, that's yeah. So one of the biggest reasons is to do special activities that you wouldn't otherwise do. Just changing your state of mind is pretty good at detecting those activities, because you just tell your body that, wow, I have extra time. There's so many things I can do, right? But I don't have to. It's a different state of mind. Different activity. Maybe 3D. It actually reduces horror influence. when it comes to them numbers. This shit eats horror. And for a good reason. It tells a very important story of not only building is good as a fortification, but it's also like a very empowering and a trans state of real self-defense, of really building a castle for yourself that typical fucking poor little bitches can't climb the walls of. Sorry for giving you guys a roller coaster. There's no gap anymore. Oh boy. I'm just celebrating the finishing of the job.
Whether it's
No, don't do slow movement.
social interactions with family and friends. So in life, we experience different levels of stress,
Oh wow, I'm ahead of you, and you need a fucking balance of that. Who would have thought, right?
depending on very high stress, and we are
Oops. It's a bro is making a 5-minute TikTok on something that I just figured out on the fucking Flash.
operating at our highest tier, push to our
I kind of love it because that's his little personality of sloth presentation style. I'm like, guys, sleeping is good for you. I'm sleeping right now. People get consumed by what they believe in. It's kind of freaky, almost. Especially if they believe in science. Oof. When they believe in... Especially if they get paid for it. Because all they have to do is just talk about sleep and interact with people who need more sleep. And they know it. It's so funny. And they give you their opinion. You don't have a fucking opinion. Listen to science, bro.
of low stress zone.
Oh my fucking god, it's so boring.
Where health comes from. Health means wholeness.
And that's why I need a day. I imagine he does some kind of massages. He mentioned liquids that are in your back. Don't ask what that is, bro. To recollect Jesus myself. In case I'm scattered or there's like hidden fatigue, I have to eliminate all these factors. 100% be sure that I gave myself enough time for that. While having downtime, I came up with a problem to solve, which eventually I did. Why are only celebrities visible? Specifically women. Why don't we see politicians around? Just as popular. First of all, they're more rare. Second of all, the internet does not platform politicians. That's the funny bit. Yeah, we can platform celebrities, but we don't platform politicians. Or newscasts, or whatever. Eventually we will discover this portion of humanity. It might surprise you, but I don't think she's as celebrity as she is a politician. She got her fame through drama and stays vocal about politics. I mean, sounds about right. It's just some of them are gonna be pretty low. Anyone who's into politics is gonna fucking drop down into this category. Just like it's still an icky, sticky situation for the internet. Like we don't actually adopt that behavior. So even though I dare to think that there's a lot more celebrities, I mean we're talking about this section, which is 10 times bigger than this one. So of course, there's more. Not only the internet does not consider someone like newly evolved movie stars, because they're there and they have to be relevant somehow. Something like Game of Thrones is also a more political show that was recently relatively popular. I don't even know what shows are popular anymore. But anyways, cool. I didn't got destroyed. Let's continue searching for insight, I guess. Okay, it is a little bit weird because women in politics is just a weird thing to talk about. Usually, we're talking about like teachers, journalists, newscasts, something like that. When it comes to this path of morality. There's one thing that's like equal, by the way, in population. Models versus celebrities, or B-listed celebrities. I think that's completely true as well. I think this is just crazy. Modeling reality, bro. And nobody cares. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool, guys?
when you're resting.
Oh my god, rest is a threat, guys. I'm talking about that nobody cares about me modeling reality using this 4x4 grid. Like, so much information has been placed in here, and you probably just know 10% of that.
On their healing journey.
Yay, his voice needs to go
Seriously,
on a healing journey from all these books that he's reading.
Here are 2 things down. Shift down.
Yes, stimulation is gonna... It's funny how capitalism encourages you to chase whatever the fuck you want, but it knows something. It knows that you need knowledge. And without getting proper advice, eventually you will fail miserably chasing your dreams. Because you might have problems with neighbors. You might have problems financially. You might have problems with friends. You might have problems finding a job, finding a girlfriend. Just the problems are going to accumulate when you stretch yourself towards something. And eventually you will run out of advice because you take an advice from your parents, from TikToks you watch, you pick up all the life hacks, and it's still not good enough to fix your life. Just the fact that the haters exist very much shows that there are people who just want to be that. Because that dream is very obtainable, very easy, simple, and I guess it's respectable if I know more about it. But otherwise, I don't like it. So you can imagine the more difficult your goal in life is, the more advice you need to get there. Rest is just one big advice to give to people. There's so much more. But luckily, when you're resting, you can also generate it for yourself. You can go back in time and figure out what things you could have done differently. And that could be your new principle.
Wake you up. I work with a lot of women who are very successful, like they have great careers, families.
Wow, you're just better than me, dude. You're still talking about the state of inertia. You don't want to be seen as lazy by yourself. Wow, crazy. Ooh, spicy. Spicy fonts right there. These might help. Thinking a lot is not always doing a lot. Potentially the resting state unlocks opportunities to do significant thing in your life. Just like how you would reject certain opportunities simply because you are too tired in a particular moment. Plus, people would get a burnout not because they do a lot of stuff, but because they think they plan into that future. They are worried that there's so much stuff to do, or that things are not good enough as they are. And unfortunately, that's the case for me. For me, it's not good enough because I don't get any fucking results. Alright? I don't get any tests, so I don't get any results. Yes, I can get spam, and people don't even fucking understand how fucking stupid and spammy they actually are. But I don't get no results, my friends. Besides, wow, one of this drama video went viral and the other one didn't went viral. What happened? What happened? Oh my god, even Denmark knows how to rest. After a lot of work, another inspiring thing, and I missed many things already. But you can live in a day of satisfaction where not much has to happen. In fact, you can draw back away from too much activity because you might be doing too much anyways, and that's going to be your reset routine, alongside with a little bit of work, of course, when I will start it. And I want to see the difference. I should be starting it today, actually. It is a question of like, so what is the thinking a lot? Why does it not work? Because thinking a lot can translate into worrying so quickly. Ah, yes, the greatest test is collaborating with other people. That's the greatest test. That's the shit that I have to learn. And potentially it comes from TikTok itself. Like, TikTok allows us to be social in more significant ways. And finding people, like, of course TikTok does that. The most important thing to ever achieve is a flow state where whatever the fuck you do, you are successful. And potentially, you can break through into other people's lives without any damage to yourself, with full control. You have to imagine flow state as the ultimate perfection. And rest, well, it happens to reset the game. It's supposed to be like a restart button in order to achieve. Again, I almost don't have control whether I'm gonna rest or not. Putting rest is so productive that it actually is good during summertime. It is the most common thing to take holidays for the summer because it's just so hot. Like, what are you gonna be doing? You can't be too active. You will have to rest anyways. Or go into the store, buy ice cream for the day. I mean, there's only a few options. Achieve flow state. And yes, I'm doing this because there's reasons, guys. Reasons. The eyes being the reason, and the secret activities being the reason. Flow state is you doing whatever the fuck you have to do in a perfect way, achieving perfect results. You can see this was a flow state moment, and this shit also can be appreciated during resting days, right? I built it in one day, and it serves a great purpose and unlocks the world of possibilities of how many games you can make that just simply use a grid. Something that you achieved that was like very easy and surprisingly good. To the point where it stems more concepts out of itself and reminds you that that's the way to do it. That was the grid games moment for me. That inspires a whole new channel. I have to fucking make it soon, to be honest. Maybe that will unlock the real flow state. So in a way, you're cleaning your mind to potentially chase another thing that could get you into flow state. Because if you know what flow is, great. But have you considered that profit is part of flow state? That's what people need in order to commit into their YouTube channels or whatever activity they have. It has to be profitable. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point? I will keep on searching then. Thank you very much. Ooh, what a powerful insight I got. Okay. And I talked about it. Yeah, I still get insights. Doing nothing. No, I watch YouTube videos. Simple, right? And you sometimes want a simple life that's also successful. It might be the case, right? You never know when you have to be ready to live a simple life that is stress-free. And that stress-free is a flow state that a lot of people would want to connect to. Another reason is, yes, when you reach a flow state, you will be resting within the flow state. You won't need anything special like a break day. You will be just happy and rested all the time. I mean, I love the saying death by 1,000 cuts. And the way to actually avoid this thing is to take a break whenever you feel like it. It's kind of a cool name for a burnout. You have that control to heal your wounds. You have the ability to bring back your physique, your muscles, basically, to the best shape that you ever had. But the same way you can bring back your injuries to the most painful they ever been, if you don't give yourself a break, which is like so obvious. You should be able to feel when you need it. Like I know, after removing the stubs from my beds, I will appreciate my bed so much. It's like such an achievement for me. Although I did injure myself somehow. Don't understand what I'm feeling right now, but it's okay. It's like an ingrown nail type of feeling. Eh. I'm almost proud to say that my body has healed. And this is a very rare moment because I am a damaged person. I don't even want to show nothing right now. I don't want to be too social, guys. I want people to actually engage in the matrix, in the world of ideas. And if they don't do it, then I have the right. Only then can I feel safe that people are genuinely looking for advice, because we have to interact with ideas and not just like, hey, look, I'm Korean and I like sleep. Wow, that's unusual. Koreans usually don't like sleep. Treat them as fucking idiots, which is a win-win to me. I don't know. I might have capacity to build a vending machine, but everyone has capacity to engage. You know? I mean, it's happening. The sparks are happening on Discord every now and then. There are genuine human beings I'm being reminded of. It is one of those, like, wartime memories of, like, yes, human beings still exist. I should remember that. It's the most fucking brutal thing ever. Literally wartime memories. Potentially, people are always tired, so they don't want to engage with everyone. They don't want to socialize at the moment. And again, they're given the choice. And you can see them making that choice. Consciously rejecting you if you're not good enough for their particular liking. Very shameful behavior, if you ask me, but we'll see that fall apart eventually. We'll see them hit a wall. They might not even know how to rest. Everyone is so obsessed by doing as many things as possible, right? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe people are more obsessed with drinking poison and being tired all the time. So they fucking, like, scared of everything. Who knows? Wait, shouldn't all fonts be vector fonts? I have to ask AI about this. This is a pretty crazy moment in history where You can't possibly be lazy because you're connected with AI, and anytime you have any idea whatsoever, even if it seems stupid, just pick it up and talk about it with AI. Even if you don't want to fucking matrix, sit on my matrix, you might still might to engage with AI, I guess. Let me talk about, shouldn't all fonts be vector, be made of graphics? Shouldn't that be the case? And yes, ideally fonts should be made of vector graphics. And in practice, almost all modern fonts are. What? Really? Yes, everything is made out of mathematical curves. Uh-huh. The more you know. You just start a conversation and you learn a fact. Yeah, there's a beautiful world of fonts, and someone has to be a gatekeeper of that shit. Someone has to introduce me to it. It would be such a shame if AI does all the work, because humans can use. No, nobody cares about fonts because it's not profitable. The learning new things aspect and introduce each other. I'm bad at browsing the internet and finding human beings. All right, I'm bad at it. I just see haters and it's like, yeah. Now, it is possible that a hater is someone who stretches themselves thin across the veil of the internet. You know, like
That's
a blob.
possibility.
That's why they're haters, because they're efficient and running around the internet, and they're always tired. So they're always hateful. But the moment you're hateful, you can't possibly be in a flow state. You can't possibly grab an opportunity just existing. And you're not even good at that. Like, what the fuck is the point of that? Just get subs or something when you're existing. Jesus. Well, yeah, being outside of flow state is incredibly damaging. The funny thing is, when you're resting, you're sort of inside the flow state, but you're not flowing. Because you have to hit the waves, you know? When you're resting, you're inside, you're going to be doing just fine. When you're outside of the flow state, it's because things are not moving as smoothly as you expected. So, it's quite interesting. I'm still in a belief that everyone is on their own, which is a meaning that you can get lost so easily. Because you're walking on your own, you have a choice not to look back into society, but you probably should. You're the arbiter of your own morality for a reason right now. So everyone is visible in the public. Yes, this is the topic of you have to make up your own advice for yourself. No one's gonna give a fuck about you, honestly. Making mistakes technically is worse than not achieving things. Unfortunately, like, you think any publicity is good publicity, but you make a mistake and then you have to live with it. That's your publicity, that's your identity, and people will know you that way. It's not exactly a productive thing to happen. Because while you were sleeping, people were weaponizing that shit very heavily. Any mistake you make is going to be used against you very much so. Because people are just fucking empty weirdos who look for that shit. It's not new. It's just takes a lot of adaptation. It's a fucking long ass process that these NPCs are in for. That's the only reason why they enjoy their life. Because they're not really living their life, they're just seeking for other people's insecurities and mistakes. They're waiting for that shit to happen, they're hoping so fucking much. And if it doesn't happen, then wow, I'm such a respectable man. But they won't ever fucking tell me that, which is a mistake on their part. There's always outs in everyone's life they're not taking. Again, the worst thing you can do is miss opportunities on top of your fucking nose. Just because you're tired. So you should be able to feel when it's the right time to take a break. Be always capable of appearing in a situation where you're needed. Oh, let's not forget exercise. Now, it's not really a part of the break routine, but sometimes he is.
Guard and ready to bite you, even if
Don't be ready to bite me.
if frightened. Then, if you can't feel your body, you won't be able to feel your life.
Don't bite me, bro. It's a good start of iDubbbz video, bro. If you want to threaten people, bro. It's confusing. It's kind of truthful. But mostly it's threatening, bro.
Having to change the way I run my social media. No more Facebook.
Yes. Facebook is exactly what I can do. 10,000 for Facebook? It almost makes me sick when the eyes are, like, hurting. Like, it's crazy. Any part of your body missing, that's a problem. You have to regenerate, right? Because that shit doesn't just miss. It's significant slowdown and strain on every part of your body or on the rest of the body. And it's also an indication that maybe, just maybe, it is pain and you have to change your habits. You have to explore during the rest day, which is supposedly easy, to come up with new ideas on what you're supposed to be doing. It's quite interesting how this video is so smooth for me as a feeling, but it's stretched out across the entire day. Like, I'm not running hamster wheel speed to produce this video. I allow an entire day to occur. You also get to focus on just the daily routine habits and potential of improving them or just stabilizing them even more. You also get to feel how much inertia you've been able to achieve. And again, inertia into fucking damaging myself. It's scary, bro. It is scary how much you need to buy dimming material, bro. It's crazy. And that shit's probably not optional, guys. Ability to tint yourself from bright lights. I mean, holy shit. Yes, it's a good time to remove distractions and check how much trouble are you really in. It's still the same as saying inertia, but in this state, you'll be able to handle any problem. The most relaxing feeling is that, or the thought, that you can only be the best you, not someone else, not the cleanest person, not the most attractive, but you can be you pretty successfully. And focusing on that would actually reduce quite a bit of anxiety as well. It is really cool to regain control. You just have a feeling of freedom that all the NPCs feel, by the way. Yeah, the real thing that happens here in Improvement Matrix is a lot of people look up to someone saying, I wish I could control myself like that, because everyone kind of feels like an animal, kind of picks up other NPC freedoms. Freedom can be picked up, basically. It's also known as bad habits, by the way. I think the day was pretty good. It is also allowance to be happy. Because where else would you spend your freedom? All of these reasons, they feel so fucking different from each other. Including that you can do things in isolation. You don't have to worry about 5 things at once.
You are looking to improve your physical health. Here's something that is really useful to know. When we are first formed in our mom's wombs,
Thank you very much. Truly, this guy goes so deep.
was that by the end of that day, she was just completely fried here in our bodies.
Yeah, every time I try to extract value, it fails. But it is nice to dedicate a day to self-improvement, which usually is pretty easy to do. How do I feel after that day? I think it's fine. I think it's great. The weirdest part is that I feel clean, and that's like the best feeling ever. Not necessarily fresh, but just clean. I don't even know what that means, to be honest. So yeah, what a wonderful advice. If you haven't done it for a long time, there's many reasons to take one day break.
Scrolling in bed before you go to bed is kind of like being at a party with 100 million people. Is so foundational. If we
Isn't that... What? What the fuck you mean? What did he miss? It's right there, security of body, bro. What the hell?
I had it and we built
Okay, I do agree, but it does sound like he's dealing with, like, burnt out people who don't even know what resting is. Like, what the fuck?
that knows what you need when you're feeling tired, when you're feeling overwhelmed, and you know best what you need, and you are the only one that can give what you need to yourself. People who don't.
Oh my god, everything accumulates and we can create a better society, even.
Sometimes
not just fix ourselves.
Pain, hunger. So actually resting when you're tired and eating when you're feeling hungry, or stopping something when it's really painful. It might look like taking a rest day when your body calls.
Oh my god, roll the credits. Yeah, this guy's whole channel is dealing with really intoxicated people who burn themselves out. It's like, whatever. And then his brain gets fried to constantly tell them to slow down in the most elaborate ways. I kind of hate how, well, I'm still the best at giving advice, I guess. Because advice have to be relatively simple, even though it might have looked like it was an hour. It is just take a rest day whenever you feel like it to fix many issues that may have accumulated. Thanks for watching. And not watching that guy. Tomato, bro. Resets tomato. Talking about bad advice, I found a new upload from Psych2Go. It's right here. Instead of how to relax better, we're gonna listen to what stress does to your brain.
Stress is one of those things.
What does dog do to my
we
brain?
all
What does
deal with.
cats do to my brain? What does wind do to my brain? Psych2Go, you know
Whether we
better.
like it or not. Some people thrive under pressure,
Did they change the main host?
but for others, changes your brain structure. When your body is constantly stressed,
If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If your body's constantly stressed, here's the
it releases a
hormone.
hormone called cortisol. In small amounts, cortisol helps you stay alert.
Is the hormone, guys. Obviously. Psych2Go channel is too predictable. But at the same time, it's unpredictable because I would never want to fucking talk about things in terms of chemicals and hormones. This is why most of the best advice is short and logical. And you can just add it to your daily routine very quickly. I still want to laugh at
But
something,
when your
though.
brain is published in Nature Reviews Neuroscience, found that chronic stress alters dopamine levels.
Not the dopamine! Oh my god, you don't feel as happy when you are stressed! What? How could this be? How could this be, guys? Oh, they got it. They have to fucking feature dopamine in every fucking video as well, and it's the funniest shit ever. My videos are stressful too, and they have to be stressful, and you have to get lost in it to the point where you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because I'm talking to myself. First and foremost, I don't invite people into my podcast and try to help them directly with actual scenarios. It's a lot easier to understand what's going on. But my videos are stressful because I don't censor myself. I don't slow myself down. I don't fucking add cute little music and cute cats pointing at things in my videos. Nah, bro. We go hardcore. We got the bonus meme. Thanks for watching. Go rest for a day if you haven't since like 3 months. It is not groundbreaking, but there's just enough reason to do it. And it's a good feeling to have. Thanks for watching.